Hi guys, sorry the video is so late. I said it would be on Monday, which would have been Sunday for you guys if you're not from here. But life got in the way, so it's currently Wednesday, so Tuesday for you guys. Once again, I'm so sorry about not doing the video like I said I would. So in this video I wanted to explain why I killed the character in Once We Were Warriors. So if you guys haven't read it yet, I suggest either skipping this video because I'm going to give away a major like spoiler alert in the story. Yes, even though it is fan fiction. So yeah, either skip this part or read it and then come back to this. So my whole take on why I killed the character. Okay. Usually what I do when I write anything, even if it's my own original ideas, fiction, is I think about what's going to happen and how it's going to progress and what real problems may come up. And in How to Train Your Dragon 2, we all know, okay, if you haven't seen How to Train Your Dragon 2, you've either been living under a rock or on another planet, but I'm going to spoil it. Stoic dies. Sorry guys, if you haven't seen it, too bad. Stoic dies, and you know that creates a real problem. My sort of take on it was, oh yeah, he's dead. That's it. Nuh-uh. Real life doesn't work like that, unfortunately. You know, and the way they kind of portrayed, you know, the characters, like just with a couple of tears, you know, we're strong Viking. Even Viking warriors cry. I'm sorry, but it's human nature to cry. So, you know, so I usually pair up characters, whether they be gay, and that includes, when I say gay, I mean, you know, gay men or gay women. So that includes those, you know, those couples. Or, so I usually pair up couples, to try and make it, you know, with Snotlout. So this is a character I've killed off. Tough luck, I've said it. Sorry. I killed him off because I realistically couldn't pair him with anyone. Everyone usually pairs him with Ruff, but I just couldn't. I was like, feeling bad that Fishlegs never got the girl, sort of thing. Every story I read, if Fishlegs did get the girl, you never hear about it. Like, oh, you might hear of a sentence or a couple of sentences and then see it later. Also, I've been reading the How to Train Your Dragon books to my daughter. They're a hell of a lot darker than the actual movies, which is scary when you think about it. And it's not like in the books, he's still Hiccup's cousin, but tends to have this real vendetta against him. And, you know, being pit against each other to become, you know, the chief of the tribe is awful. And Snotlout is much bigger than Hiccup in the books. And him as a character, I just personally don't like him. Sorry guys, but I just couldn't pair him with anyone, and I wanted to show a different side of Snotlout than what we see, because we usually always see, the only one time that we see him really, you know, coming out of his shell, like not being I want to swear here, but I won't. You know, being a horrid person is when Hook Fang's sick in the series. So, is it in Writers or Defenders? I can't remember. Don't quote me on which one it is because I can't remember, okay. But I've watched them all. And that's the only time. So when I decided to kill Snotlight off in this fan fiction, in Once We Were Warriors, I wanted to show a different side of Snotlout. To show that, hey, you know, that he wasn't always, you know, so up himself, so to speak, that he was only doing what his dad wanted him to do, and you know that his dad's this awful character, and in the books his dad's half the characters in the books I can't, I just, for kids books, oh lord. Anyway, so I thought, you know what, let's give it, like, let's kill him off, but let's give him a hero's death. And for those who know me, know that I'm a really big Kenshin fan. So when Kenshin died of, what was it? I don't know, just, was it cholera or something? I was like, that's not a hero's death. You can't kill him off like that. So I was really ticked off. So I thought, okay, let's give Snotlout a hero's death. And how this affects everyone, you know, that Snotlout is now dead. He's not coming back. Sorry, kiddies. But real life, you know, come back from the dead. You know, so Hook Fang unfortunately copped it as well. You know, so let's give them a hero's death. And how it affects everyone is going to be an interesting take, because in some way or other, they've all, like, both Hook Fang and Snotlout have touched people's lives. The other thing I wanted to talk about is why Hook Fang and Snotlout have the same injuries. I had this, like, if you've ever seen read Eragon or seen the movie Eragon, they, even though a dragon can get injured, like, they don't really die sort of thing, but if their rider dies, they die. And I thought the concept was really interesting, except I thought, hang on a minute, let's make this a bit more like, if a dragon gets injured, their rider gets injured. If a rider gets in, like, if the rider gets injured, let's make the dragon get injured, sort of thing. So they're that attached, that's the bond. But it's going to be a very, very unique sort of bond. And I had, like, this concept idea that maybe Toothless getting injured, you know, with Hiccup wrecking his tail, and then Hiccup getting his foot taken off. I thought that was an interesting concept, and I thought maybe that's why they, you know, that could have been the way they've done it, that he, you know, that vice versa, that the dragon gets injured, the rider gets injured, the rider gets injured, the dragon gets injured, and that's maybe why they've both got an injury. And it was a really interesting take, and that's why I kind of put it into Once We Were Warriors. The title of the actual story, Once We Were Warriors, because if you've read the books, and I really want to strangle Dean for this, because he said in the last How to Train Your Dragon 3 movie that's coming out, he wants the movie to end like the books, like how dragons die out basically, and like, you know, and how it starts off in the books is in the very first book of How to Train Your Dragon, it starts out with Hiccup retelling his story. He's about 60, 70 years old in the book, retelling his story as a child and how he grows up with these dragons and everything. And once, so it starts off with, what does it start off with? There were dragons when I was a boy. That's how it starts off. There was dragons when I was a boy. So obviously dragons don't exist anymore. And I am the last of the great Viking heroes. So there are no more heroes or Vikings. Or Viking heroes. I'm not sure if they're going to be even Vikings anymore. So it's a really interesting take, and that's why I thought I'd do it. Call it once we were warriors, because they were warriors once, but not anymore. I still haven't got up to the part, like, I've sort of mixed historical facts with How to Train Your Dragon, but the thing is, and everyone's got to remember this, is it's fiction. And in How to Train Your Dragon, they've just taken bits and pieces of Viking lore and put it in. So they really haven't done a historical thing. And so if my fiction is not accurate, that's because it doesn't have to be, because How to Train Your Dragon is not accurate, okay? There are parts in it where I have put in some actual Viking lore, like the sword that Hiccup presented, or he's going to present to Astrid. So that's actually a ritual in Viking law. Both parties that are getting married have to present each other with swords from their clans, basically. And in Viking time, you didn't marry for love, sort of thing. Like, it was a big taboo thing. You don't talk about love. Apparently you were cursed if someone talked about love, and you're under their spell, blah blah blah. It was all about keeping peace. Of course, we all know that How to Train Your Dragon 2 is, Astrid, Hiccup love each other, so there goes that right out the window. So that's why I was, putting little bits and pieces in. So I do talk about certain aspects of Viking lore, and I have researched a lot on it, but I won't put a lot of it in because of that. Because, it is meant to be fiction. The other thing is, I'm sorry if I haven't been on Tumblr much lately or anything. I've been sitting here trying to make these Astrid, if you saw the picture on Tumblr, you know what I'm talking about, the Astrid cap with the hair. Now, I've asked this question several times on Tumblr, but no one seems to have answered. I'm making one out of wool and the other out of this golden stuff. I really don't need them. My hair is blonde, as you can see, and I don't know if you guys can see, but my hair is really long, so I don't really need an Astrid cap as such. So I was wondering, should I sell them or should I give them away? Someone answer me, please. And yeah, so I'll show you in just a sec what I'm making them out of. So give me a sec. Okay, I'm back. So the one that I'm making out of wool, because I'm crocheting them at the moment. So this is the one I'm making out of wool. So as you can see, not done. we're getting there. I will be putting the, you know, the brown headband around and everything, and with the plait. So that's that one. I haven't really started this one yet because I've never used this stuff before ever, and it's really tricky and hard to use. But I don't know if you guys can see how thin that is, but it's a gold, so it might look like actual real hair, I'm hoping, if it comes out. So yeah, also my eye color, I don't know if you can see, but yeah, I really don't need, I've got like bluey contacts anyway. So I'm making these things, so if you guys would like one, please let me know, comment below and let me know, or comment on Tumblr, because I'll link this to my Tumblr blog. I'm remaking my armor for my Astrid as well. Yes, I do cosplay. I cosplay as Astrid. I'm remaking my armor because it just doesn't want to sit properly. It doesn't want to velcro onto my actual red shirt. I think I made it just a tad too big, so I'm going to fit this to my arms and hopefully it'll all be better. And that's it for now. If you have any questions, queries, comments, yeah, please don't hesitate to leave something down the bottom and let me know. That's it for now. Kel out. Bye.